to the house. We viewed the CCTV. She eventually came on Tuesday.
And I want everybody to know, when we killed Mohbad, I have tweeted it several times.
You know, Shadi thought saying give him this, give him that, give him.
All of us are like, okay, why are we talking about the Mohbad issue? It can be you next, it can be somebody you know. Everybody just wants to know what actually happened. I think the reason why I decided not to jump on the train just like everybody else has done is because this is a developing story. Everybody needs to really try and look at all points of view and have a balanced point of view. So I've looked at it from VDM's past, looked at it from Iyabo Ojo's past. I followed Dr. Kemi. It's over a year now since we lost Iyabo Ojo, also or popularly known as Mohbad, and even after a year after the case, popular activist VeryDarkMan has decided to reopen the case because he feels that there were some facts that were grossly overlooked. Now, when this tragic news of Mohbad's passing came out, the very first thing that came to our screen was he passed away because of bullying by his label, like namely Naira Marley and Samilari.
They have been doing bad things on me. I went mad into it because of this issue. Now they are trying to kill me. Everybody in the whole world, please help me if I die. Well, Amalia is in there, Amalia kill me. I beg, if I die like this.
You see what I'm going to do about this?
Bro, you guys can see now at this fucking hotel. My guy just left now. The Chanjalea, what's it called? By them Samilari and all. My phone is with them. I was here not sleeping. Was it left? Oh, I didn't get in my bullet. Sherry wasn't there. Sherry, but I'm going to share me. You must be brand new. I'm talking to the manager or more. Beginning to come manager on me. Oh, well, something. There were
a lot of talks and claims of the alleged paternity of his son and how his wife was in the mix too. But from Iyabo Ojo being involved in the case, because everybody knows her to be someone who has shown a lot of empathy to people who are having like societal, she has shown a lot of empathy to societal issues, Iyabo Ojo, and also the controversial investigation done by Dr. Kemi Olunloyo, who had claimed that she had investigated and she had ended the case. She finished the case in 60 days, and in her case she came to the conclusion that Bumi, who is Mohbad's wife, allegedly killed Mohbad. Now, the only thing I would say that a lot of Nigerians can resonate with in VeryDarkMan reviving this case is the fact that most of us have not gotten closure from what's really happened to Mohbad, who is also known as Iyabo Ojo. A lot of claims have been going around, and most recently it's even looking like we don't really understand what happened because there are too many sides to the story, and when there are too many sides to the story, which perspective is actually the right one, especially knowing and seeing how the system has failed to truly investigate the case and also ensure that all points of view and everybody involved were interrogated. I think it's only this time where VeryDarkMan is interrogating them that the public is really knowing what is happening. And I understand the confidentiality of court cases and police investigations in order not to allow external influence to mess up the case. But on the flip side, I read a lot of people are congratulating and thanking VeryDarkMan for bringing up this case again, because a lot of people want to understand and get closure, because that is the point of view of every Nigerian, that what's really happened to Mohbad. Is this what is happening behind the closed doors with all our artists? Maybe that's the reason why some of them have fallen off, and we hear a lot of label drama and we don't really understand what is going on. So most people just want closure. But on the flip side, there are also people saying that constantly interrogating these people involved or people who had like last contact with Mohbad is actually messing up the case more, because when you are giving your testimony, you should be giving it under oath, and the oath is binding, ensuring that you are actually saying the truth. You say I decided to say the truth. I promise to say the truth and nothing else but the truth. You are swearing on the Bible. But when you're just coming to put a camera out there, is it more of social media content? But either way, I think Nigerians would subscribe to this investigation, or not investigation, but this interrogation done by VeryDarkMan, because we also want closure. But I will always say that VeryDarkMan always has a Ono reverse card, because in the end we will really find out why he's doing this investigation. And I would say that a lot of things have been uncovered in this few weeks. He has been interrogating people. He has interrogated the driver, interrogated Spendy, interrogated Prime Boy, interrogated Mohbad's best friend, interrogated Mohbad's father. I think that was the highlight of it all for me, and because it's really important to understand the father's perspective, because a lot of people tainted his father's name, saying that he wanted his son's documentation and was trying to chase after his inheritance, because that is not actually uncommon in Nigeria here, knowing that when parents die or family members die who are well to do and popular, most of the family members tend to scamper for what is left. And so I think that narrative was something that could have been pushed easily. And also having videos of Mohbad claiming that he was bullied while he was alive, and also seeing videos of him, injured, scratched, bruised, it's easy to also, promote the narrative that he was bullied onto his death or to his death. So, but right now, I think looking at the facts of it all, it's really surprising how Naira Marley and Sam Larry were not even in the scene of the crime, or not saying scene of the crime, the whole scene when it happened. It's like we are getting different perspectives. But why is it that what was sold to us was bullying, and a lot of people went out to protest? Also not forgetting the defamation on these people's name. This Mohbad was signed to Naira Marley's label, and that affected Naira Marley's sales. It also affected the journalist, because he said journalists can Mohbad a lot of things which are just alleged. So it's just funny how none of these people were actually even in the whole scene, even 24 hours, 48 hours before the time. So how did they get into this mix? And I think that a lot of things were escalated too quickly, and I would blame Nigerians too, because of how empathetic we are to each other. And that's the reason why we want closure of this, from this situation and this case, because nobody has not been buried, and he passed away September 12th last year. It was a very, 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 very painful thing. And it's like, okay, they really want justice. We want justice for Mohbad, because we want to really know what's happening, and people are really digging into this case and investigating. But on the flip side comes Kemi Olunloyo, who has claimed that she has spent out $10,200 on investigation, because she is an investigative journalist and she had done due diligence to the case and has come to the conclusion that Wunmi allegedly, again, all these things is based on what it is. I'm going to link all their social media handles, especially on YouTube here, because I'm a YouTuber and I consume YouTube content. I keep telling you guys that, and you guys can go and watch it, because hear from the horse's mouth themselves. And I've come to the conclusion that Wunmi and Mohbad had a scuffle, and through that they had a fight, and a railing pierced his neck, so he was bleeding, and that's what caused his death. On the flip side, he was, because from all the investigation now, they had alleged that Mohbad was on nitrous oxide, which is laughing gas, and he was using drugs, and that could cause interactions with the injection that the nurse that they said had come in to treat him. When two different, I don't want to call them sides of reactions, public side of reactions, because I have a chemistry background in it, and maybe I should even do a deep dive into it, having my chemistry background. And side of reactions, probably just maybe there's sort of an interaction, a negative interaction, because now the court has ruled, not is it the court ruled, but there was an official statement out now that it is from a reaction, like an anaphylaxis. It's sort of like an allergic reaction, just again, like I said, two different sides of reaction based on two medications in the system, and both of them are sort of like repelling each other. Concerning VDM and Iyabo Ojo, I think way before this they have already had an issue, and I have been following all three of them. I'm talking of Iyabo Ojo, VDM, and Dr. Kemi, and I can see how if I'm looking at it, all of it is like they're intertwined, because they have all stepped on each other's toes, and it's giving like a love-hate relationship. I don't say hate, but like love, sometimes fighting relationship between both of them, and I just see the crossovers between all three of them because I follow each and all of them individually, and I think from that I can actually say that I do have a balanced point of view because I do respect all three of them in their own line of work. You guys know on this channel I've spoken about VDM, about how he has stood for things and how he's a change maker in Nigeria. And it's so funny how, because a lot of people look at content like, oh, you're just creating content for clout and everything. I have also gotten that too. Some people say that, oh, that's what I'm doing on YouTube and all, but then I'm trying to show my talents, and promote myself too, and I'm going to do it unapologetically. But then on the other side, so I've spoken about Iyabo Ojo on this channel too, from the Real Housewives of Lagos, also to our daughter's recent wedding. And again, I would like to send sympathy messages to her because her office, part of her office burnt, and I'm so happy that nothing happened to her and there was no life lost there. And in the mix of everything, a lot of Nigerians were saying that is the reason why Nigerians don't deserve sympathy, because she has been someone who has been vocal, especially from the time of like Baba Iyabo to this Mohbad's case. She's always the one to come out and defend people, and you always going to give her credit for that. And I would say that she will always win the court of Nigerian public opinion just because of she had right from time back to back stood up for what is right, for social justice, and trying to contribute towards the social justice system. And also for Dr. Kemi, I have also been following Dr. Kemi for a long while too, and I think she's very, very popular with the millennials and the boomers because I have like family members that are elderly, older, who watch her. And I think the first thing that struck me was her pharmaceutical background in a way which resonates with me too, and I've been following her right from the DVD's issues and all. But it's just awesome how she, as an investigative journalist, when everybody decided to wash their hands off of this Mohbad's case, because they said there were a lot of big names allegedly on the case trying to protect them, there were a lot of things thrown around, but she stood on it. And I will always respect people who take journalism with their heart and soul, and she's the reason why we have a lot of like facts that are actually coming out right now, because there are some things that she has said way before. All of us are just realizing it now. Even I will always say that VDM too, there's no way that he will not have watched any of our videos to get some facts out of it, because she said she spent $10,200. Do you know how much that is? Even as that, then have to conduct the investigation, and she ended the case, and she has said she has solved a lot of murder cases, homicide or murder cases, even abroad and in Nigeria, and come to find out that later on most of the things that she said or she had like alleged then was true. So I have to give it to all of them. I can see how, looking at this now, three of them actually have like crossovers between both of them, between all of them. But VDM and Iyabo Ojo had met, and I think it's based on what Dr. Kemi has said, because again I follow this back to back, and the reason why I decided not to jump on the train just like everybody else has done is because this is a developing story. If you don't really have first-hand insights to it, just like us, we are commentators, we have like, I won't just say secondary insights or secondary contacts to information, I'll say like maybe tertiary contacts information to it, because we don't really know what is really happening. It's only people that are right there that know. Then the media, then they give it to us. I think when it's a developing story, everybody needs to really try and look at all points of view and have a balanced point of view. So I've looked at it from VDM's past, looked at it from Iyabo Ojo's past. I followed Dr. Kemi even till today, on YouTube, and I have to give all of them their flowers. But then I think the only thing that is tying us together is that sense of empathy that Nigerians have to each other, and especially tied to this case because all of us want closure, irrespective if the videos of the interrogations are going to be used in court. I don't think they can be used in court anyway, because you have to be under oath, or if it's not, everybody just wants to know what actually happened. I think when everybody gets that, then we have some form of peace, because there are a lot of things that already happening economically, politically, and to go again entertainment wise, it's like Nigerians can't take it anymore. So that's all I will have to say. But I just hope and I pray for the family to have like peace of mind. I pray for God's protection over each and every one of us, because all of us are like, okay, why are we talking about the Mohbad issue? It can be you next, it can be somebody it could be your kids, and the earlier we nip this in the bud, the better it is for us, because it's always fun and games until it's like somebody or yourself. So guys, I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Mama Sita. I'm a YouTuber. I said I keep it to 100, but in this video you already knew that I stepped into 101. So please don't forget to smash the subscribe button as you watch this and watch other of my videos. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.